how to conduct keyword research for search engine optimization. In this video session, I'm going to show you how you can target better keywords, select the right ones so that you can rank in Google quicker, and also have a more successful business website. In terms of researching keywords, there is 2 tools that we need to use. The rest will only waste your time and money. First is Google Keyword Planner tool, and the other one is Google search box suggestions. For you to be able to use Google Keyword Planner tool, you actually need to create Google Ads account. You do not have to advertise with Google Ads, but for us to be able to use the tool, we now have to have Google Ads account. And obviously, the next keyword research tool is Google search box. Now, most people, especially the so-called SEO people, think that this is the only tool that they should be using without using Google search box. That will never work. Whether you're advertising with Google Ads only, whether you rely on organic rankings, for us to say to ourselves, you know what, I have done my keyword research, we need to use the suggestions. Now, before I show you how simple it is for us to use the Keyword Planner tool, let's take a look at a couple of important factors that most people either don't understand or they don't share with you. And that is this. Let us imagine that you have a domain, whether it's for branding purposes, as the first example here. Let's say you have ABC. The words in the domain has nothing to do with your industry, so to speak. Let's imagine that's the case. But let us also imagine that you do have a domain that has some industry-specific keywords, as we can see in the examples here. Now, in terms of Google rankings, looking at the keywords in the domain portion is where you begin keyword research, if that makes sense. At this moment, it may not make sense. In this first example, let's imagine that I wanted to rank for some keywords related to logistics. If that's the case, that's my first keyword to target. In the second example, mobile phones, if my website was related to mobile phones, let's say I have an e-commerce site and I'm selling mobile phones. Well, then it is this keyword is the first one that we target. And anything else we find through Google Keyword Planner tool, through Google search suggestions, has to be related to this first. This is how we should be creating content, and creating content to be able to rank the keywords in the domain portion if your domain has industry-specific keywords. Okay. That is the most important SEO insight that I can share with you in terms of keyword research. Okay? It's absolutely critical to understand that. So now let's imagine we go and say to ourselves, all right, you know what? Let's do something like this. Let's say logistics. Let's discover some keywords. Google Keyword Planner tool gives us options as to say, okay, tell me what keywords are of importance for you. I can say logistics in this example. Or I can say, no, I have a website already and here's my website. Go and fetch my website to grab some keyword IDs for me. Okay, so you have two options here with Keyword Planner tool. So let's just leave logistics because we can always go back. But here we can also enter a domain to use as a filter, right? So which is the best? It doesn't really matter because this is just an idea. So now let's just say the keyword logistics is important. Remember, we are looking at the first example as to our domain has the keyword logistics. Let's get some results now. And now we do have some broaden your search ideas here. It's basically Google algorithm saying, okay, you know what? We want to help you. Is your logistics to do with packing? Is it to do with supply chain management? Is it to do with shipping and so on? So I can press on anything here and extend my keyword research. So I can do that. So I can say, no, I'm happy with what I am seeing here. Also, we do have location targeting. Now, this information coming from Google is saying, okay, the keyword suggestions that we're providing for you is all related to the search patterns within Australia. But I can say, no, let's just go and leave that empty and say global, all locations. Now, which one should you choose? You should experiment with all locations. And if you do have a specific product or a service, perhaps you have a local business. If that's the case, then perhaps you can say, okay, how about Melbourne, Australia? Show me what people in Melbourne are searching. And give me some suggestions about keywords related to that location as well. As in, the idea here is logistics related to Melbourne, because it could change. So now we can say target, or we can say, no, I want to target different locations, so you can add more here. Now, I'll assume that you speak English, that's why you're watching this video tutorial. But as you can see, Google is a global search engine. That means, let's say you were operating a business in Greece, then you can say, okay, give me suggestions in that language. Make sense? That's obviously common sense. Also, we have the date ranges that we can say, okay, give me ideas related to date ranges. You may be operating a business website that perhaps sells seasonal products or services. Let's say you're a florist, right? Then Mother's Day, Valentine's Day, those date ranges may become important because within those date ranges, people may be searching for different words, or even they may type the date range as well. Make sense? So the tools available from Google Keyword Planner tool is your friend. So you can experiment with it, and much will depend on the type of business that you operate. Also, we have Google and Google Search Partners. I would suggest to you to leave at Google, but surely you can select the partners as well. Google has partners in terms of different websites that's associated with Google. Make sense? But when we select Google, we're saying, okay, you know what? Bring me results, mainly focusing on your search box, Google. So now, Google Keyword Planner tool, being our friend, it has gone ahead and said, okay, the keyword logistics is searched within, average monthly searches is 100,000 to 1 million. Competition is low for obvious reasons. because we wouldn't want to advertise for the keyword logistics by itself, because that wouldn't make sense. Then we have all this top of the bid range. So I'm not going to cover that because that's to do with Google Ads only. In terms of selecting keywords, we need to be a bit more precise. Say, okay, my business was logistics, and let's say courier. Let's say I'm a courier service provider. And let's say, no, give me some results because my business is to do with logistics, but I'm offering courier services. So now we can see different ideas here. What we can do is select and then download. Okay, where are we? There is broad match, all this stuff, but we don't have to worry about that. We can copy it. I'll show you the copy version and just save it. We can do that. We can download it. Sample ideas, right? So that's what this is. Sample ideas. That's what we're doing here. We're researching keywords. Now we can say, okay, now what else can we do? Looking at this here, as we can see, courier near me. There is some perhaps, same day. Okay, let me go and do something like this. Let me remove the word logistics and say courier same day. Let's imagine we're offering a specific same day courier service. If that's the case, we do have many ideas here. We had many ideas before as well. So here we've got 10 columns showing what we can say, show me 100 here. We can press on average monthly search volume area to sort things up and down. And surely, looking at this, if I select courier services near me and even advertise it, that looks great because a lot of people are searching globally. But if I am a courier service operator offering same day services, let's say Melbourne, now you can see why experimenting with the options available in Google Ads Keyword Planner tool becomes important. Because near me is related to location. So therefore, same day courier, international courier services, if I'm offering that as well. Interstate, do I deliver interstate? Now, which one should we select here? Looking at the price ranges here should never be your decision-making consideration, so to speak, when you are doing your keyword research. Make sense? Even if it is expensive, like this particular one, for me to be able to advertise with Google Ads for Uber courier, it's going to cost me this amount. Right? So looking at that, should I be targeting Uber courier? Not when I'm offering same day courier services. I don't want to pay $26 if I'm advertising with Google Ads, but that should not be a factor for me to say, no, I don't want to target that keyword. Make sense? Whatever keyword you're seeing here, all of them become important. But surely we can't go and select all of them and say, okay, I'm going to start optimizing my entire website for 469 keyword ideas. Right? You could do that, but that's going to take you perhaps 2-3 years to rank in organic results, and it will require a lot of effort on your part. That's why we need to select the ones that we can see the intent behind, and we have to think of the person who wants to search Google and what frame of, no, not what frame, but at what point of the buying cycle they are in. The Keyword Planner tool shows us that these ideas, when you analyze it differently, is it courier services near me, right? Now, looking at that, it's location intent. But looking at that, I can see, you know what, someone is searching for courier services near them. That means it's related to time. They want things nearby instead of somewhere far away. So then the time factor may be important. Now, looking at that, I can say, okay, that looks great to me. I can close the ideas that I've shown to you as to, you know what, you can save things. You can download the Excel. In fact, this is a better way of going about this. Let's download keyword ideas. We can select CSV file format, or we can save it as in download it in Google Sheets. Let's select CSV. It's preparing the report. And let's save that as such. The fields will not be in good format for us to see. I can say, okay, let's do this. That's the heading, that's the date range. And now I can perhaps get rid of the currency, because you'll already know what the currency is for your Google Ads account. Competition may be of importance. Top of the page bit, that's all to do with Google Ads, right? I'm doing my keyword research here, so I'm not really interested in the competition level, because that's to do with competition in Google Ads, not for Google organic rankings. So I can say, okay, let me grab all this, clear the data, because I want to select the right keywords for my website. Okay, these are concepts. Concept is saying, you know what, as far as Google is concerned, in this example, DHL obviously is branded term here, right? That may be of interest because you may mention those words on your website when you create content. Right? So you can look at concept along those lines, or branded terms along those lines. Because when you do optimization of your website, then you already know what RankYa has taught you. As to, we can easily select any keyword, but we need to rank them. And for us to rank them, the insights that you're now learning will help you to rank them quicker. As we can see, there's a lot of keyword ideas here. So looking at the intent is critical when we select keywords. It doesn't matter which ones we want to select. We need to understand the person behind the search. Makes sense? Because this reveals to us at what point of the search cycle they are in. Someone looking for courier service, as an example by itself, those keywords, that could be great to rank because we'll end up having more monthly searches. The keyword by itself, courier, you can see it's been searched a lot of times. But if you're a small business owner, as an example, you don't really want to rank for that keyword, although it's been searched so many times. You don't want to rank for that one keyword. Because if you're offering services, someone perhaps wanting to learn what the word courier is searching for that term. Make sense? But here's another insight that RankYa can share with you. That's why this illustration helps us. When you select keywords to rank, you have to look at each keyword by itself and target and rank them accordingly on your website. Here it says mobile phones, right? That's not two words. That is two words, not one word. Handmade soaps. That's actually three words. One is hand, the other one is made, the other one is soap. Here we've got laptop, that's one, and here that's two. So now when we look at these, if I want to rank for courier services near me, then I'm automatically targeting courier by itself. Make sense? If I want to rank for courier services near me, I'm automatically targeting this one here as well. So this is how you do your keyword research. You look at the ideas from Keyword Planner tool to see what people are doing, how often they are searching, what they are searching. Also, experiment with related words, because we began with logistics. So we can automatically understand, you know what? Logistics is related to couriers, transportation, and so on. What if you operate an e-commerce site? Let's say you offer mobile phones for sale. Then you do the same thing. The same principles apply when we analyze keywords. Now, out of what you will find from Google Keyword Planner tool, what I would suggest to you is you first begin selecting the longer tailed keywords first. Make sense? Let's say that's good, because the intent behind that search pattern will convert better for you. If you're operating courier service but do deliver internationally, then that one becomes important compared to others. So you can either, select them and copy and paste them in a text document or highlight them in Excel. That's totally up to you. Now, looking at the next example, let's look at best intentional courier. Who would be searching for that search pattern? To me, from the top of my mind, I can say, you know what? It seems like someone has already interacted with an intentional courier service, but perhaps they were not happy with it. Or perhaps they're still in research mode, as to say, you know what? I end up seeing different service providers, but I want to find out the best one. You can say, okay, you know what? That sounds good, because your business website is the best one. Here now we've got intentional courier services near me. See the keyword near me, although it may not be, related to your industry specific keywords, nonetheless, ranking for that word near me is important. Now you need to then optimize your website according to the word near me. How can you do that? You can do that through RankYa search engine optimization mastery techniques. Also, let's look at the competitor brand term here. Let's say DHL. Surely I don't own that. If you operate a courier business, I'm sure you don't own that business as well. It's a multinational global business. Looking at that, you can still target that keyword, perhaps through your blog posts, and perhaps find some insights about the competitor keyword. Make sense? Because if people are searching, you can target it. That's what I'm trying to tell you, whether they are branded terms or not. Now, same day delivery service. As you can see, courier and delivery, it seems it's similar words, right? Now we do our research from Keyword Planner tool and say, okay, now let me see delivery service. Show me some ideas, Google, about delivery services now. I can look at this, download the keyword ideas, and follow the same pattern, trying to see the intent, trying to see at what stage is that searcher is. And then let's imagine I was operating a courier service, and let's imagine that my domain did not mention the word courier. or the word service, then you have options as to create pages and say courier services. So that's one way. Or you can say, no, I'd like to also create a category, because structuring your website, the URL patterns with the target keywords will only help you. In this example, I can say to myself, courier services. Now I can branch things out. Looking at this information, I can say these words are related. So now let me put them down. I can see it's been searched reasonable times, 50 searches a month. That's better than none. But when you select keywords and target them using RankYa methods, you're not going to get 50 clicks per month, but rather same day delivery courier, someone searching for that. Now that became 50 searches per month. Make sense? And your ideal target keyword here is courier services, because that's searched 500 times per month. That's why this is how you structure it. Courier services. That's your main keyword now, because you know it's been searched more, right? But at the same time, you say, okay, same day courier services, if you were operating that as well. And then you branch out whatever keywords that has the keyword courier services. Using Excel, you can find all fields to say, let me go and see international courier service. If you were operating an international one, then you select that too. In that example, courier service. And also let's do that, courier services, best, or we can say, I'm going to create a page and target that keyword best courier services on that landing page. So you can categorize your site using those keywords you're selecting, or you can create pages. One way or another, when you look at the keywords, this is what you need to do. Don't select all of them, but rather select words that you can stem different ones from, and that's where you begin. Growing your website. Makes sense? I can't tell you how many of them you should select. Perhaps you select 20 and optimize your website. You bring website traffic, you build momentum, you're growing your business, you're making, profits, you're getting results. Now you can select different ones and different ones and different ones. That is how you grow a business website. Whether it's a small business, whether it's a local business, whether it's an e-commerce site. That's Google Keyword Planner tool. This is how you use it. But as I've said, there is another tool, which is Google Search Box. This is absolutely critical to use. If you just use Keyword Planner tool, that's never smart. If you just use that for organic rankings, you won't be able to rank those keywords organically if you just use Keyword Planner tool, because this tool is designed for Google Ads customers. That's why you have to use Search Box and say, okay, first type the search, see what it brings. Don't worry about what you're seeing with ads, competitors, all that stuff, but rather look at people also ask, because in 2021, we have this option now. Before we just had related searches, but now because of mobile first index and Google moving towards mobile usability, people also ask, you can take a screenshot and say, okay, you know what? People are asking these and it's related to the words that are targeting. Then you can say courier services. People ask questions related to those search terms. Then you scroll down and say, okay, how about related searches? Now you continue doing this for the keywords that you're targeting. Okay, now, why is this important? This is important because it is related to the target keywords that you want to select. Also, when you target these long-tailed question-oriented words, or when you target these related searches on your website as you grow your business website, then what will happen is you'll actually be able to rank these. If you don't do this and create content accordingly and target these people also ask and related searches, if you don't target them, then it will be almost impossible for you to rank competitive keywords organically in Google. That is why this is absolutely must for you to conduct. Also, let's wrap it all up because this is how you do keyword research. But you see, you know the industry that you're in. You know your services, you know your products. Let's go and do etymology searches. Let's find out what else we can about those keywords we want to target. Here it says, okay, this is the first interaction of humans with that word, and it gives us where it came from and so on. Because here we can now better understand the target keywords. And we can see, sometimes we can see similar words related to the ones we're targeting. That's why this research is absolutely important for keyword research as well. Because here we're seeing what people are searching, how many times it's been searched. We kind of get in the search intent behind when we look at it from a different viewpoint. We're using Google search to see what else people are talking about those words or asking questions. Then we need to go and say, okay, what in the world is that word service really mean? Make sense? Whatever the word that we're targeting. Here it says act of serving, occupation of whatever, right? So you read that. Because when you look at this, then when you create your content, you can, create better content. You can guide Google to better understand the content. Also, you can use Google as a define, as in a dictionary, and say, okay, Google, you know what? The keyword career is important because that's the service that I'm offering on my website or a product. It doesn't really matter. You say, tell me, Google, define that word if you know anything about it. And then have a look what it is. We've got nouns, we've got plural, we've got past tense, all this stuff, right? And we also have synonyms. Now, why is this important? It's important because if you create content thinking, all right, courier services, that's what I'm offering, that's what I want to rank for, and you do that throughout your website, your web page, that's never going to work. But when you see what else, what are related words, past tense, noun, plural, all this stuff. You see, past participle, career. Can I use that? You know, when we career, can we use that? Because that makes sense. When we career the package, you see, that's what you need to do when you create content. Find out what the word you're really targeting. Go in depth, spend that 5 minutes to really understand the word, because it's only going to help you to rank them quicker, better. And your competitors won't be able to outrank you when you use RankYa mastery techniques. That's why we look at synonyms, related words, and all that stuff, and communicate those words throughout our web pages in a natural manner. And I've already taught you how to conversion optimize your website through the private course that you have access to. So this is how we conduct our keyword research. We just use Google Ads Keyword Planner tool. We use Google search box because it's our friend. We find related words, question-oriented words. We use Google as a define, as a dictionary. We go and use tools online. etimonline.com is a good service that I actually use, good website. I always use it. I find out more in-depth knowledge about that particular word. I find synonyms, whether using Google or dictionaries, and looking at keyword planner data, since there will be a lot, I end up looking at the intent behind the searcher, as in what is their actual intent. And keywords, when you look at them a bit more in depth, you can see it. And then you group related words, as in you group words that you want to rank in Google, and then you optimize, structure your site, and create the content accordingly. At that moment, your online business success is assured. I thank you very much for learning with RankYa, and if you benefited from this video session, please do give it a like and share it, and I'll talk with you in the next video session.